Well, I'm coming to you from a rainy Penmacore today. It's the next day. It's the day after we arrived at the Airbnb, and I'm feeling a little bit more rested. Although not 100% because our evening at the Airbnb wasn't all roses. The stairs ended up being super treacherous. Thankfully, no one fell down, which is a good thing. Shakti refuses to go up any of the stairs because her little legs are just too short. And Shiva, because he's a mummy's boy, he just wants to go absolutely everywhere where I go. So he follows me up and I hold him on his little harness as he goes up and down. But I was kind of not really sleeping very well last night because I was worried about the dogs. Shakti was crying a little bit downstairs because she couldn't come up, and I would carry her if I would be able to get up the stairs with her and myself in one piece. So shame she had to sleep downstairs. She wasn't very happy with that. The rain is super welcome because it was so hot yesterday. I think myself and the dogs had a bit of heat exhaustion, and this is so nice and cool today. They're loving it as well, and typically they don't actually like being out in the rain at all. Shakti refuses to go out anywhere when it rains. But I think it's a really nice, welcome coolness to the day. So I'm at the farm.
Hello and welcome. I'm Christine, an expat originally from South Africa. I moved to Portugal in October of 21, and I started my journey in search of my forever farm in Portugal. I saw over 30 properties, and it took me about 6 months of searching, but then I finally found the one. This is my adventure as a solo expat on a farm in Central Portugal with my 2 fur kids, Shakti and Shiva. I've never owned or lived on a farm, but I moved to Portugal in the hope of fulfilling a lifelong dream in finding an open space, subsistence farming, and a safer, better life. Now that we have found our farm, the second stage of our journey begins. I have to figure out farm life while renovating an agricultural structure to make it habitable and turn it into a comfortable home for me and my fur kids. Follow along our journey. This is Girl Meets Farm.
So I'm at the farm, and I decided, well, I don't really have time to waste. So I'm here doing some cleaning. This may not be a very popular idea, but I'm gonna be vacuuming the spider webs gone. So let's start on a clean slate, and then there can be their space and there can be my space in future if they decide to move back in. But for now, I think we need to start with a blank slate and clean everything up really good. Also keep in mind that this was never used as accommodation before. It was just a rustic article, just storage area for when they needed to come and work on the farm. So I think everything does need a really good clean before I come and move in here permanently. Before I forget, the reason why I'm not moving from the Airbnb is because I did actually look this morning. I looked to see if there was anything else in the area that was in my budget and also close by, but everything that was available is either like an hour away and not in my budget. So I think I might just suck it up and stay there for the next week while I prepare things at the farm, and maybe I get to move on a little bit faster and just work on the farm a little bit faster. Although, having said that, this morning I was looking for materials to buy online, just the basic things like building the toilet and also just getting a shower up and running. Shower is not so much of a problem because I actually do have an old camping shower that I am going to be trying to repurpose here for the time being, for the interim. But the toilet materials and building that is going to be a little bit more tricky and a little bit more necessary than the shower, I think. So everywhere seems to be out of materials and out of stock. Everything is running really, really low. So I'm going to pre-order some things, and hopefully they arrive in the next couple of days so that I can start getting my build on with that. And then I think I might just start pre-ordering a lot of the materials that I may need for the farm. But first, we clean.
this is possibly a good place to explain why I have such a sense of urgency. And that's because I only rented the Airbnb for a week whilst I could clean up the space and just prepare a couple of things before moving in. So my big focus was to get through all the tasks I needed to get through, the vacuuming of the walls, just cleaning up all the cobwebs, washing down the walls, washing down the floors, building the bed, building the toilet, and then just getting the basics ready so I can move in and do everything else in my own time whilst at the property. So I've managed to give everything a quick once over vacuum, and I think things look a lot better already. I don't know how much is going to translate. Good boy. I don't know how much is going to translate on the camera because you couldn't really see how many spider webs there were before, but I have vacuumed the walls, I have vacuumed the part of the ceiling where I could reach, and I think when I have something to stand on or a little step ladder or something, then and I can reach that, then I will do the rest of it. But everything that I could reach, walls, floor, all these cupboards and furniture and chairs and things, has been vacuumed. Well, at least in this section. I still have to do that corner because I couldn't really get in there, and all the higher pieces of ceiling. But I've also managed to do the window, and now I can open it for the first time as well. How amazing. That's so cool. Eventually this is going to be a door. It used to be a door, and I'll turn it back into a door. This is bricked up actually. I'm sure we can go through that. Hey boy, what is that, my baby? What do you see? Yeah, but we have a little window, and I think that's going to be really cute until I can do the rest of the renovation works. I'm about to tackle these chairs just to give them a wipe down, so I've got all the spider webs off now, and I can actually walk around freely in this area here. Before I couldn't walk here at all because there were so many webs hanging down and attached to everything. Now, it may not be perfect, and that's actually a good thing. I struggle a little bit with OCD and a little bit of perfectionism. So over the years, I've had to learn, and I came up with a little motto that says it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be better. That's kind of the motto that I live with at the moment. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be better. Hey babies. I know I really have other things to focus on, but I thought I may as well give the chairs a quick drink of oil and polish them up a little bit so that I've got something to sit on when I'm here. They're a little bit more far gone than I thought they were, but nothing a hammer and nails can't fix up, even if it's just for the interim. So let's get at it. All 6 is a finished product. Well, oiled. Restoration will still happen. This space is also vacuumed now, as much as I could, up to where I could. I think it's already looking tons better. And also this little room, it all still needs a good wash down. you're wondering why I'm doing all of this by hand, that's a good question. I actually did buy a little power washer, a little jet washer, which I was going to use for all of the interior wall cleaning, which would have made mincemeat of doing all of this work, which took me a couple of days actually in the end. And a power washer probably would have taken 2 days, maybe a day, maybe 2 days. But I couldn't find the tap fitting to connect the power washer to the big taps that I have, the big agricultural taps I have outside. So I had to resort to doing it all by hand.